Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, let's talk in the Russian Duma about maybe a mobilization, full mobilization in Russia. And the Russians were talking about this for some time already. There were some voices saying, maybe we should conduct a mobilization and blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think it's, I don't think they care about my opinion anyway, or assessment. But let's read the article and then we can talk about it and see if that could benefit Russia, it's necessary or it's not necessary, or whatever they have in there to do. The New Voice of Ukraine reports on September 13th, 2022 that State Duma member calls for full mobilization in Russia. The lawmaker from the ruling United Russia Party suggested that a full mobilization be carried out, otherwise Russia would fail to achieve the quote-unquote goal of the war in Ukraine. And I'm quoting, "We won't achieve proper results without full mobilization, transfer to military lines, including the economy," he said. Today's, and I'm quoting again, "Today, society should be consolidated as much as possible and focused on victory," end quote. Shermet, this is probably the person's name, said he believes that Russian society is wasting time and the status of a special military operation should be changed long ago. "And we have to mobilize all our forces," he said. "We have to be in solidarity with our guys who are there." While Russia is waging full-scale war in Ukraine, I don't think that's accurate. It's not full-scale war, because full-scale war, that means you use any means necessary under the international law, I'm guessing, in a war, and Russia doesn't as of now. I think it's a controlled war. I think it's minimum effort based on an assessment that that minimum effort would be sufficient in winning over there, and I don't think it is. As of now, it seems like not, but maybe they're waiting for winter, and if winter comes, they hope that something political happened in the West that would probably affect the desire of not Ukrainians. They don't matter here. I'm talking about American handlers to negotiate or to stop this and discuss what now. So I don't think that's a full-scale war. It is they engage, but not everything they would be capable of. Therefore, they could mobilize all Russian society. They could place an embargo or shut off all the energy going to the Western countries. They could use nuclear weapons. They can do a lot of things that they can use the Navy. They can do a lot of stuff, and they don't do. So it says here that the Kremlin instead refers to its war on Ukraine as a special military operation in order to mask from the Russian public the full extent and purpose of its war. I don't think they mask the full extent and purpose, especially the purpose. I think the Russian population is very aware of the purpose, because these guys said it too many times in the past, 8 years. And not only that, but there are certain studies and opinion polls where the Russians are asked about the objectives of the operation, and they're very aware of the 4 objectives stated by their leaders, mind you, elected. So this, I don't think that's also accurate. Well, you say the full extent. If we take that as a keyword, full extent, who knows the full extent of anything? I mean, the only thing that we know the full extent is that we all die, or that we breathe air. That's the full extent. But then, in this case, you don't never know the full extent. Why? Did we know the full extent of the Iraq invasion or bombardment of Yugoslavia or all that? No, we knew part of it. How much these guys allowed us to know. Russia watchers are of the consensus that a full mobilization in Russia would be very unpopular, and for this reason the Kremlin has held off on declaring one, even as Russia's military situation in Ukraine has worsened. Well, I don't think it's a consensus. I think could be maybe a majority, and is understandable. And if you look at it, look at this issue with popularity of war, the Russians support the war in overwhelming majority, including Putin. It's not me saying that. These are the opinion polls and studies done. About 90%, 80%, these are the ratings. And they're not done by the Russian government. These are independent foreign opinion polls and so on. I made about 3 videos on this in the past, I don't know, 3 months or so, and they all see Putin's position as the blah 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 still at 90%, 80%. That's where it is. The same with the war support. So could be something, not could be, will be something unpleasant, but I don't think it's going to be that unpopular. It's true that people like to be, generous with other people's money, or do certain things with other people's resources, which is the case with all of us. But I'm guessing that if things go south, if you know what I mean, there will be a lot of people who would say, well, motherland is in danger, I'm going to go there. So you like it or not, they will go. It's a high, I think it's high expectations that that's going to happen. All right, and then this is what they say about unpopular. Okay, what could be? Russia would be very unpopular, and for this reason the Kremlin has held off on declaring one, even as Russia's military situation in Ukraine has worsened. Well, the thing is that there is a counteroffensive. We don't know the extent. The Ukrainians say that, Russians said, okay, how long will that last? I suspect that this counteroffensive will, wane away in about 3-4 days. Why? Because the Ukrainians were not able to poop new personnel. Okay, so they have the same guys they had before, and if the same guys they had before, they were pushed back, and then the front stabilized. Nothing happened the past 2 months almost, here and there, So you can't have like, 500,000 people waiting somewhere, playing cards and drinking vodka and waiting for the order to go and do the counteroffensive. No, they were on the front. So with all this mass of people, they had to weaken other fronts where they figured out the Russians are not attacking or they have weak spots, and get that together and break that. I am very much expecting this to go away in 2 days. That's why the Russians are not panicking. They pulled back. One of the reports I had, and I made a video, allegedly the Ukrainians overwhelmed the Russian army 8-1. This is 8 Ukrainians versus 1 in counteroffensive. I mean, you could be even American. I don't think you can make it. But anyway, maybe the Americans, if they go and get Sylvester Stallone with Rambo, probably they just leave him by himself. He's going to take care of everything like he did before in his Rambo movies, right? So it's not, we don't have Rambo, so I don't think the Russians will be able to do that. So 8-1. What do you want? But 8-1, if that's true, it's going to wane away little by little. What are they going to do? Go to Moscow, do you think? No. So the Russians will have to retaliate. Probably right now is just an assessment of how much power the Ukrainians have, how much power the Russians have. See, they can stop the counteroffensive, stabilize it. If they can't, and they see that something else is going on, then they can do the mobilization. Now, what would be a mobilization? If there's a mobilization, then it's done. Ukraine is done. I have to say that. However you want to take it, with the 20 HIMARS that they were delivered, and howitzers and this and that, they will not. I think it's done. But will they do it? I don't think they will do it. They will do something under a different name, or they would transfer some troops from other areas. That's what they're going to do. But first they want to assess how much strength Ukraine still has for the counteroffensive, and then they will make a decision. But mobilization, if they make mobilization, I think they get to Berlin the second time, okay? Just put it that way. So I don't think Germany, Ukraine nowadays is not Germany from the Second World War, however you want to take it, all right? And Russia from the Second World War is not the Russia that is right now. So Ukraine is worse than the Nazi Germany, as in everything that those guys had. as a military, and the Russians are much better than they were under Stalin. So you have, if these guys are saying, okay, motherland, let's go, they will mow over, they will go to the other side. I think, but I think there will no chance. But I don't think the Russians want to do that. I'm talking about the leaders, because they want to do the minimum, even if it lasts 2-3 years. It seems like they're good economically, they have resources, they have markets to sell their energy, they have partners. So they're gonna drain these guys out? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.